welcome into the live stream of the Healdsburg Prune Packers versus Chico Lone Wolves matchup for tonight. It is the bottom of the first inning here, and the Packers just tied it up. It is now 1-1 here in Healdsburg. We saw a competitive top half of the inning from the Chico Lone Wolves. And before I get too ahead of myself, I'm Ryan Moffett here with my partner Hugo Traverso, bringing you tonight's matchup. And Hugo, the Packers actually just took the lead. It's 3-1 now. What have you seen from the Packers offensively after they fell down quickly in the top of the first?
Well, Ryan, you mentioned that you talked to Alex Leopard before the game and asked him to go out there and ball out. And ball out he is doing right now. Home run, 377 feet, 97 miles an hour off the bat, a 28.11 launch angle. Put it out into the right field bleachers. He has just been on a tear recently. And then on that last play, it was a little weird. It was a routine ground ball to the shortstop, and then he threw it a little bit low, and it hit off of the umpire. So play resulted, or at least it seemed to hit off the umpire. Might have caught the grass. It resulted in 2 runners coming home.
So a good break there for Cade Campbell. I mean, brings in 2 runs, and he ends up on base after what seemed to be an easy out. So on the bump for the Chico Lone Wolves tonight is Nate Brown out of Butte Community College. And Campbell going, and he's going to slide into second, but a great throw there from the catcher, Zane Denton, to get Campbell. Got him stealing, and that'll be out number 3 for the Lone Wolves, but they gave up 3 runs here in the bottom of the first. And now it is 3-1, Packers up ahead. And we didn't get to touch on it, Hugo, but, I mean, the Packers, they're coming off of a hot win last night. 18 runs. That game was just electric offensively, Hugo, and defensively. What were some of your takeaways coming out of that game?
Well, I mean, the Packers were playing against, the team at the bottom of the BACL, the Pleasanton Jacks. And the Jacks, they were just couldn't find it. Packers were just overpowering them offensively. Defensively, they were dominant. And you just see the dominance continue here. The PEL has really dominated this summer. 2, 3, and 4, and 6 on the rankings. They look very solid. Portland Pickles in there registering for the West Coast League. They're really good as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how the PEL and the West Coast League kind of intermix. We'll look at the Chico lineup right here.
Yeah, starting off with Nick Anderson, Jaden Neugebauer, Michael Ryan, and then Zane Denton in that 4 spot. Tyler Porter, Joe Brown, Luke Henderson, Aiden Robles, and finishing off with Jay Patterson.
Yeah, now looking defensively for the Packers, Ryan.
Yeah, out in the outfield, he's got Grimmer, Souza, and Leopard, who just homered. And then infield, left to right, Sutter, Campbell, French, and Ladoff, with Hideki Prather behind the dish, and Cole Tremaine out of Cal Berkeley on the bump for the Packers. And not a bad first inning. Gave up a run, but he was also trying to find his rhythm in the game.
Yeah, looking at that first inning as we see Tremaine's stats here. We'll see a little bit of his Cal highlights later. But Nick Anderson led off with a single. It was followed off by Jaden Neugebauer with a base hit to put runners on first and second. And then the Packers got 2 quick outs, but Tyler Porter, he got a great double, lined it deep over the head of Jay Souza in center field, brought home a run. Joe Brown, though, grounded out, and the Packers were able to get out of the inning.
Yeah, I mean, that hit by Tyler Porter was crushed out into center field and only got a double out of it, but a huge play as it brought in a run for the Chico Lone Wolves. And that fouled off right there by Luke Henderson. Out of Feather River.
Henderson, he played limited action at Chico High School this year. He's just graduated high school. I think he went through a bit of an injury. You see that brace on that right knee. He played a lot his junior year.
He goes down swinging right there. Make it strikeout number 2 now for Cole Tremaine.
And Tremaine's looking very good. He struck out Zane Denton. another Feather River College guy. He's headed to Central Arkansas next year. But so far, Tremaine, he's just graduated from Cal, and after a trip around the nation in college, he is looking to settle right here in Healdsburg and dominate this summer.
Yeah, you talk about Tremaine being around the nation, and he's only been here in Healdsburg for a few days, Hugo. He just stopped in, and now he is tasked with getting the start here against the Chico Lone Wolves. The Packers needed some more guys in the pitching rotation, and they got a guy like Cole Tremaine, and there's another strike against Aiden Robles.
Yeah, Robles, he was a star at Butte College this year. Batted .401, 3 homers, 54 RBIs, and to Raynard University next year. And he is sat down there.
Now 3 on the day. Cole Tremaine, 3rd strikeout. And he's definitely picking up some momentum here, Hugo.
Yeah, those Farmers Insurance runs have really helped him. I know we're only in the 2nd inning, but the Packers building a cushion here against the team that is at the pinnacle of the BACL.
And maybe that was all Cole Tremaine needed, a little cushion, some backup from his offense to give him the confidence to really sling some strikes into that zone.
And, I mean, I'm really hoping Tremaine gets some at-bats this summer. He has just been a dual threat everywhere he's gone. At Baylor, he actually hit more than he pitched. At Cal, that was kind of flipped around, but, you see Jay Patterson coming in right now. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, .310 batting average. Pretty solid. And that pitch right there missing outside from Cole Tremaine.
Yeah, but Tremaine, he launched a home run against Cal State Bakersfield this year. It was his only of the year.
And look at that. Cole Tremaine getting Jay Patterson to just sit down. Literally, Hugo, he just sat on his butt from a nasty pitch from Cole Tremaine and holding the Chico Lone Wolves right there. Scoreless in the 2nd frame of this game. Score remains 3-1. And Hugo, give me your opinion on that pitch right there. That was disgusting, no?
Well, yeah, no. Those in the baseball world would call that getting folded. He got straight folded there. Tremaine has great folding stuff. We'll see in a few his Cal highlights against Georgia Tech. He folded a few hitters, but looking at the Healdsburg lineup.
Yeah, leading off with Jay Souza and then Alex Leopard. We saw the home run from him. And Logan Sutter, who's been so hot. Blake Grimmer, Jacob French, Cade Campbell, Cade Ladoff, Keegan O'Hearn, a newer face, and rounding it out with Hideki Prather. And you were just talking about it. You expect a big game here from Keegan O'Hearn. And here's the defense for the Chico Lone Wolves. Neugebauer, Anderson, and Ryan in the outfield, and then infield left to right, Robles, Brown, Patterson, and Porter at first, with Denton behind the dish and Nate Brown on the mound for the Lone Wolves. But Keegan O'Hearn, he's 8th batter today. He's out of Michigan, and we haven't seen a whole lot of him this season due to injury, but he's back. And Hugo, what do you expect from Keegan O'Hearn? He's such a great presence here for the team.
O'Hearn, I mean, like you mentioned, he hasn't really been able to break out this year, and I'm expecting him to break out pretty quickly tonight. He's been a guy that people have been very high on. 2-way player from the University of Michigan. They just print those guys like the U.S. prints money. They are insane.
And there's a breaking ball there for a strike from Brown. Hugo, you talk about money. What's your favorite dollar bill?
Peso's pretty good.
All right, I'll let it slide. As that pitch sliding inside for ball number 1. 1-1 count now for Nate Brown. He's going against Cade Ladoff here. 1-1 pitch, swung on and fouled by Ladoff.
Yeah, Ladoff, very aggressive hitter. He's going to bring a lot to the plate, a lot of power. He's like a jack in the box, just waiting to explode.
And Ladoff, look at the stats there. .345 batting average and 14 RBIs. He's been good for the pack as this pitch spiked in the dirt. And Ladoff, he took off his batting gloves. We saw him pregame with bright yellow batting gloves, probably Michigan issued, but he took those out and traded them traded them in for some dirty white gloves. And he's going to watch that pitch go by and land down low for a ball.
Well, Ladoff, he's used to playing at a high level, played at IMG Academy, and then went to University of Michigan.
The full count pitch swung on and fouled off.
I believe both of his parents were also Division I athletes at Missouri State University.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right, Hugo. I remember doing my research and saying, holy cow, this is one athletic family.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys, though, they come from real athletic backgrounds, and it's helped them get to where they are. So always shout out the parents. This is fouled off again into the back netting.
Yeah, well, you never know what's going to happen.
So now this swung on again and fouled over towards the bullpen of the Packers.
Yeah, Ladoff. He batted 190 this year at Michigan, but he's been really solid this summer. 345, 13 RBIs, yet to hit a home run.
This chopped over to third, fielded by Robles. His throw off target, and Cade Ladoff is going to be safe at first, Hugo.
Yeah, great job there by Ladoff. It takes the high bounces that you normally get. Here you can see him. That one bounces super high, picked up out of the air by Robles. Great effort to throw it down there, but couldn't get it in time.
So now Keegan O'Hearn coming up to the plate. He's got Ladoff on first now for him. Still no outs here in the bottom of the second. This swung on, a hard hit out into right field, and it will be caught on the run by Michael Ryan. A good effort play there to crash down on it and get the out on what was a well-hit ball. So that's the first out for the Lone Wolves in this bottom of the second, and now Hideki Prather entering the box. The first pitch to Prather, a good hit out into center, giving it chase. Is the center fielder, bounces off the fence. Runners advancing, and a huge holdup there, a late holdup for Cade Ladoff on third as he just stomps into the ground to turn around. But what a double there from Hideki Prather.
Yeah, Prather, I mean, he saw limited action at Clemson, and he's just been dominant. A real guy who focuses a lot on his academics. So he stayed at Clemson. He's not someone who's going to hit the portal. He's going to battle for his spot down in South Carolina. And he is battling well here for the Prune Packers. So we'll see what he can do, how he can translate this summer into a strong fall and hopefully strong spring over, well, in Clemson.
First pitch here to Jay Souza, and this at bat well hit out into right field, but caught. And now an off-target throw there will not stop Cade Ladoff, and we've got another runner coming in. Hideki Prather in easily. So Jay Souza flies out to right, but it brings in two runners after an off-target throw to Zane Denton at home plate.
Yeah, I don't think that they're going to give him both RBIs. We'll see. But great job there for Prather to really just be aware of the ball, just trying to understand where they're... Yeah, that will be an error on the right fielder.
But yeah, like you said, great awareness. What's that? Pitch low for ball one against Alex Leopard. Maybe a little scared. Nate Brown feeling the power of Leopard. Here's his stats on the season. 324, 2 homers.
Well, now 3.
Yes, 3. Ever-changing, Hugo.
Yeah. I would compare the Prune Packers to, I would say, the United States military. You might punch him. You might punch him hard, but they're going to punch back so much harder that I don't know if you're going to really want to punch them in the first place.
Wow. What a comparison, Hugo. Thank you.
Yeah, the Packers, I mean, you mentioned it, 1-0 in the first inning.
And look at that. The correct stat is up there. 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. And the pitch away from Leopard and make that a walk. He'll get on base. Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the second. And look you can see Leopard happy over at first, talking it up with Max Shoup as he gets off to a hot start today. So now Logan Sutter coming up to the plate. He's another guy that walked last inning, and he's been a walk machine lately, Hugo.
Yeah, Sutter, I mean, pretty much anything he does, walk or it's a home run. Last 7 days, he's batting .611 with 4 homers and 11 RBIs. And you see the season. Can you believe that 7 days ago, that was a .290 batting average?
What a turnaround. And we talked about it. He got off to a very slow start at the beginning of the season, and since then it has gradually picked up, and he's become just hotter and hotter in the baseball sense.
I think a lot of that would be to the way that they changed his swing. He really swings big, and I think they taught him a little bit more discipline, and that's really going to help him when he goes to South Carolina. He's going to make a good impression. He was already making a great impression on their coaching staff. A few of those coaches have been here. They've enjoyed the ballpark here in Healdsburg, and come away with a great experience.
The 2-1 swung on and fouled back by Sutter. I mean, how can you not walk away with great experience after going to Rec Park, Hugo?
Yeah, I was about to say, I think even the scouts who are out here on business, they can really enjoy the beautiful pine green confines of Rec Park. Would you argue that it is pine green? I don't know. It's an interesting color.
Not a whole lot of pines as this just gets away from the third baseman. Aiden Robles could never really get a hold of that hard ground ball by Logan Sutter, and Sutter's going to get on first safely.
Yeah, base hit there. Some would call that a fielder's indifference, but that one was so hard hit, I think call that a base hit. You can look at this pitch, breaking ball low in the zone, trying to get a swing and miss, but Sutter really changing up that focus. He goes low there. In those situations, you might want to go up against Sutter. You want to climb the ladder. You want to give him something, maybe at his shoulders, because he's more likely to swing at that than something, swing and miss at that than something low in the dirt. Definitely,
and we've seen it, but, I mean, any part of the zone can be dangerous when you're pitching against Logan Sutter, and he's proved that here today.
If we had Jacob here, we could test our hypotheses, but he is currently working on the TrackMan system, doing a great job.
So now Blake Grimmer up to the plate. Here the first pitch to him, or second pitch, popped up and out of play.
I'd like to shout out one of our analytics guys, Emmett. He is not here today. He's hopefully watching from home or from wherever he is.
Well, that's an odd shout out, Hugo. We've got plenty of guys here.
We've got Blake here. We've got Jacob on. We actually update. We have Sean on the scorebook, Blake on the TrackMan, and then over there on the scoreboard is Jacob.
So the 1-1 pitch to Grimmer. A big swing and a miss there. And he falls down in the count, 1-2.
Yeah, Grimmer, he's another guy he's prone to swing and miss sometimes, but when he makes contact, it is unlikely that ball stays in the infield.
So Grimmer working with Sutter on first, Leopard on second. A hard hit ball out into center. Running back is the center fielder, and that's going to drop out there. 2 guys coming in. Leopard scores. Here comes Sutter. He touches home. A 2 RBI double for Blake Grimmer.
That was spectacular, and hit out there to where you've got the cinder block, the concrete down by the ivy, and that one just decided to run a little bit more It's like golfing in really dry conditions. That ball got down on the warning track and started running a marathon.
So now a mound visit here for Nate Brown. He's going to get a talking to. And it looks like the coach has the ball, and Nate Brown's day is most likely done.
Well, I mean, this is a 2-game series. Chico, they don't want to use all of their pitching in the first game because it's not like they're going to leave and go home and then come back tomorrow for the 3 p.m. game. No, they're going to a hotel. It's a 4-hour drive back to Chico. That would be pretty ambitious of them to drive all the way back home tonight and come all the way back for a 3 o'clock game tomorrow.
And Hugo, you were telling me that you've never been to Chico. Why is that?
I just never really had the luxury of making it out to the beautiful Central Valley, North Central Valley, if you can even call Chico Central Valley. Hoping to head out there. It's a home of Aaron Rodgers. You got some great athletes coming out of those high schools there, Chico High and Pleasant Valley.
Yeah, he's a guy that went to Butte Community College before he went over to Cal to play.
Yeah, I mean, he's someone that I think is a living legend there, and it's beautiful up there. You get out Chico, Redding, get up there by Shasta. It's gorgeous country, Sierras. Know a few people that go to Chico State.
Well, there you go.
I know they have a great agricultural program. That is a huge ag school up there in Chico. Great place. Funny enough, UC Merced actually just joined their conference. Look at the BACL standings. Chico followed by Marysville, and then the Red Tails followed by the Marauders. The Pearls, who have had a pretty dominant year despite some later losses, they seriously right now look like they are a lot better than where they stand. They are in 5th place. They should probably be a little bit higher, but have cut it close. Concord Zephyrs, South Bay, and then finally Pleasanton, who we saw last night. Their ranking along with South Bay's is pretty self-explanatory, but Chico's trying to keep it close. I think, Ryan, they don't want to fall victim like Pleasanton or South Bay.
No, and victim's the right word. Pleasanton last night, that was a beat down, Hugo. It was rough, and the man trying to stop the beat down from the Packers right here is Rico Merlot. So he'll be on the bump for the Chico Lone Wolves, trying to stop the bleeding as it's been a 4-run bottom of the second for the Packers, and their offense has just exploded here early on in the game. 7 runs in the first 2 innings, and we're not even out of the second inning.
I don't think you can pick a better name to come in to pitch in wine country. Rico Merlot, fantastic name. Wishing him the best here as he takes the mound. He's facing off against one of the nation's best hitters. One of the best hitters definitely in the ACC, and definitely top 50, I would say, in the nation. Could be top 30 in the draft next year.
Yeah, first pitch ball there to Jacob French, and Grimmer will advance to third. And Merlot out of Folsom Lake Community College, and now he's committed to Emporia College.
Yeah, he looked a little wild in his warm-ups, so we'll see how he's going to change that. I think he just has to, he's trying to bump up that velo, and maybe he's going for a PR.
Well, this is the day to do it. If you want to set a PR, do it against the Packers. Some top competition against top competition.
And both teams #1 in their respective leagues.
Here's the 2-0 pitch, swung on, and a fast ground ball whizzes right by Jay Patterson at second base. And that brings in Blake Grimmer for a score.
Well, the Packers once again have an explosive start to a game. Last time they did this, they were up 10-0, I believe 10-0 after 3 against the Solana Mudcats. Let's look at this replay again. Yeah, gets out there. Patterson just couldn't get to it good job out there by Ryan in right field to make sure that it didn't get past him for some more damage.
This one hit to the third baseman. His throw on target for out number 3, and the Packers smack it on here in the second inning. 8-1 score, Hugo. Packers just offensive explosion, and we'll be back in the top of the third in just a few moments.
This is Zach from Schatz Bakeries and Cafes of Ukiah. It has been 33 years since we started our downtown bakery. We wanted to take this opportunity to thank the community for all the support and friendship over 3 decades. The decision you make to support local business allows us to employ local team members and support the community in many ways. Here at Schatz Bakery, we pride ourselves on providing fresh food, excellent customer service, and value. You can visit us at any of our 3 locations: downtown Ukiah, inside Friedman's, and also on the campus of Mendocino College. We look forward to seeing you at Schatz Bakery.
I think he does. I believe I follow him.
And welcome back. We are here in the top of the third in Healdsburg, California. Sunny day here, and it's Cole Tremaine on the mound for the Healdsburg Prune Packers. He's been effective 3 strikeouts already, and Hugo, break down some of his film from Cal.
Well, yeah, this is a slider against Drew Barres, one of the best hitters in the nation, arguably the best hitter in the ACC. He was 2024 Freshman of the Year. Let's look at this again, and we talk about that folding power. He folds him right here. Look at this. Breaking movement, and that is a definition of folded. Barres was unbelievable. That was insane. Barres could not fathom that breaking pitch. You see Tremaine pitched 45 1/3 innings pitched this year. One of the most experienced Packer at the D1 level, and one of the most experienced pitchers in general at any college level on the Packers right now. Only beat out by Devin, who pitched 68 innings for George Fox this year.
There's the first pitch there to the leadoff man, Nick Anderson. So, the second go-around here for the Chico Lone Wolves lineup, and they've all got to look at Cole Tremaine, so they know what to expect, but it's still down in the count for Nick Anderson, 0-2. This lined right to the shortstop, Cade Campbell. Easy play for him to get out number 1 in the top of the third.
Yeah, that was a great job there by Campbell. He's been one of the best defenders, I think, in the PEL. Definitely one of the better ones in the ACC. Just line drive, routine play.
This, another grounder to the interior of the infield, and it gets away from Jacob French. So, Jaden Neugebauer is going to get on.
And Neugebauer, he was someone who was a big impact player for Chico. He was a great player, Chico High School graduate. Look at this. He just grounder. He gets through the ball, follows through. Powerful swing. He's a powerful guy. Batted .438 this year with 5 triples and 11 doubles for the Cougars of Chico.
That fouled back. So, the start of a battle here between Cole Tremaine and Michael Ryan. Ryan popped out in his first appearance today, so he's looking to improve. As he hits this one up the middle to French, and he's flipping it to second. And Campbell's throw just a bit high, and it pulls Cade Ladoff off of first base for just a split second to make Ryan safe.
I'd like to look at that again. We'll see it right here. The Packers were working on this before batting practice today, these transitions for double plays. They hadn't had a few. No play at first there. We don't get the replay at first. Maybe we will soon enough. But, great work there in the transition, but just a little bit of a high throw.
Pitch from Tremaine, getting the outside part of the zone. And Hugo, there's the replay you're asking for.
I would have liked a bit of a closer look, but that looks safe.
Another pitch fouled back. And it's now 0-2 for Zane Denton.
I know because of how little the Packers have in terms of pitching-wise this week, they're going to be subbing pitchers quite a lot, reusing people.
So that missing the zone. Count goes 1-2 for Cole Tremaine.
You can really see Tremaine's experience. He's really locating his chase pitches very well. That one was a chase pitch. Really interesting to see how Ryan didn't offer at it, and that's another pitch in the dirt, trying to get Ryan to swing. But he's this is actually Zane Denton. He struck out looking his last time up. Denton has been very solid, was very solid this year at Feather River. 416, in 41 games, he batted .383 with 33 RBIs and 11 stolen bases.
So it's a full count here. Good job by Denton to work his way back into the count. And it's up to Tremaine to finish the job. So another one's fouled off and out of play.
Yeah, Denton, he's a guy who's headed to Central Arkansas next year. So these games that Chico has been playing, they have not been shy. They have gone to Medford. They have gone to Humboldt. They've gone to Lincoln. And now they're here in Healdsburg. They want to play the good competition. They want to get ready for the playoffs and the BACL. They want to get ready for the other competition they're going to face.
This a soft ground ball, and it's fielded by Tremaine. He's tossing it to Ladoff and make that out number 3. And the Chico Lone Wolves can't score in the top of the third. Score still 8-1 Packers lead. In a dominant performance so far offensively and defensively. We'll be back in just a few moments here in Healdsburg.
There's nothing like Healdsburg. The people are wonderful. The community is wonderful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I think everyone really appreciates how amazing Healdsburg is.
I think what makes us so special is the vision that Harmon Field had. He was the founder of Healdsburg. He said, you know what, let's create a beautiful plaza for us all to share and enjoy. Let's put our businesses around that plaza. We have beautiful homes here, we have beautiful businesses, but you have a place where the community can come together and listen to music, sit on the lawn, and just enjoy what is so special here in Healdsburg.
Oh, wow. All right, back in Healdsburg, and you see it right there. Packers, first 2 innings of work offensively for them have been great. 3 in the bottom of the first and 5 in the bottom of the second. And if you can't do math, I'll do it for you. That's 8 total runs, and they're looking to add on here in the third. Still Rico Merlot on the mound for the Chico Lone Wolves.
Pitching out the bottom of the third inning for the Prune Packers, University of Michigan, first base number 4, Kate Ladoff.
All right, first batter here for the Pack is Cade Ladoff.
Yeah, Ladoff, he advanced on a base hit and scored back in the second.
And first pitch to him down low in the dirt. 1 for 1.
He's still trying to chase that elusive home run. He's been hitting the ball pretty dang hard.
That swung on and way foul. I mean, that had some power behind it, Hugo. You're talking about him looking for a home run. We can see it on that swing right there.
he's been someone who's been, he's answered Coach Gomes' prayers in terms of, reliability and being moldable.
As this one popped up right on the first base line, and what in the world happened there? Miscommunication as the Chico Lone Wolves let that drop in front of them.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how they score this. It seemed like Merlot was going to make the catch there, and then he kind of just dropped his glove a little bit. A different look at that earlier double play chance.
Such an odd turn of events. Here it is, hit high in the air, and 3 players converging on it, and then it looks like Merlot's calling it off, and it lands just next to him.
Yeah, that is the type of stuff that, if baseball had timeouts, you would hear a coach call a timeout there and just start ripping apart his players. That is something that can't happen.
Yeah, that is poor communication. So there's a pitch to Keegan O'Hearn for a ball.
I think they might have scored that actually as a hit instead of an error, but
how?
I don't know. That's showing up on the scoreboard as a hit.
So Keegan O'Hearn in his first at bat flew out over to right field. It was a strong hit ball, but caught over by Michael Ryan. So looking to get one to drop here.
Yeah, amongst secondary consideration, they have elected to rule that an error.
This one fouled and bounces over the fence.
And well, you got a powerful guy at the plate. O'Hearn, he launched one. It was an inside pitch, launched it out into right field last time up, and that one was looking like it was going to get down, but it did not.
And a big swing and a miss there from O'Hearn. He'll go down swinging, and that'll bring up Hideki Prather, who had a great double in his last appearance. And throwback to first, gets away from the first baseman, Tyler Porter, and holy cow, Cade Ladoff's gonna take full advantage of that ball that just kept rolling, and he's gonna stop on third.
Yeah.
See if they send it back. Here's a look at that throw back to first, and just a diving Cade Ladoff gets in the way of Tyler Porter to really reach out his glove. So the ball just gets away from him.
And well, you look at Ladoff's scorecard right now. E1 to reach second, E1 to reach third. So 3 errors now for Chico. Tough day here for Merlot, and I think that's the first tough day I've heard any Merlot have in Sonoma County.
Wow, Hugo. What's your favorite kind of wine? I know you don't drink, but do you have a favorite winery out here that you like to go to? Cool factor?
Not really.
Really?
My lawyers have advised me to not answer that.
See, I would answer Coppola. They've got a bunch of cool movie artifacts, movie memorabilia. I would think that's pretty cool, Hugo.
Yeah, I think they should probably sponsor us, Ryan.
Okay, well, don't be needy.
No, I don't actually know. In Rocchioli Vineyard's pretty good. They're a proud sponsor of the Healdsburg Prune Packers.
Well, there you have it, Hugo. There's your favorite. Pinned ya. So a 3-1 count for Hideki Prather. Ladoff on third, ready to score. We'll see if Prather can bring him in. And a hit right there will. A ground ball to the shortstop. Prather's out, but Ladoff comes in for the score.
Texas Tech University, center field number 6.
Yeah, nice RBI ground out there for Prather. Makes it 9-1 Packers.
And just like that, the Packers back to the top of the lineup here in the third inning. So the start of the third time through for the Packers, and an upstairs ball one to Jay Souza.
This one has gotten out of hand pretty quickly. Souza's last time had that sack fly.
And a hard ground ball right there. Good backhand play from Jay Patterson to knock it down and get the out over at first. Souza grounding out to second base. And they stop the Packers scoring in the third to just one run, as it's now 9-1. Packers on top here in Healdsburg. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Shots Bakery and Cafe, our sponsors tonight.
All right. Do you want to take this? Do you want to take the fourth?
No.
Because we didn't have a thing.
No, I don't care.
All right, cool.
You got
I'll take
it.
And we're back here. Alec Bellardus now on the mound. Was at ASU last year. Recent commit to San Diego State University. Just got back from San Diego last night. Went down, met all the coaches at SDSU. And he said it was amazing. He really enjoyed it down there. And it was funny. He came back. He got back in the ninth inning. And then immediately went and started playing catch with Coach Luke Mastoni. So definitely very happy to be down there. I would imagine Coach Mastoni is happy he's down there too, because Coach Mastoni coaches at junior college down there, so he'll see him next year.
Shows you these guys just love baseball, Hugo. These guys are, it shows when people love the sport. And Bellardus, he gets back, and what's he do? He comes down to the field, hang out with his teammates, talk shop with them, play a little catch, and it shows you these guys care about the sport. They love the sport, and that's why they keep playing it. All these guys, so fun to be around, Hugo.
Yeah, so it's going to be Tyler Porter, Joe Brown, and Luke Henderson due up for the Chico Lone Wolves. Bellardus on the year, looking very solid. He's had a good year with the Packers and fires that one in quickly to start things off there. Tyler Porter, he was 1 for 1 with a double off the wall. Another pitch in there for a called strike. So, funny enough, Packers actually had a replacement pitcher come in last night for one game. Michael Kiddens, he came in, put in 2 innings of solid work, 4 strikeouts, no walks, and that was his summer. Alex Solis also not with the team anymore after a very solid 11 innings of work for him on the summer, 10 strikeouts, 3 walks, and a win, and no earned runs. So great job from Alex and Michael, and we wish them the best in the future. But let's look at Bellardus' stats.
Yeah, he's another guy that's pitched a good amount of innings for the Packers, 12.1 innings, or 12 and a third to be exact. There's a strikeout from him right there. He's so electric. He's not scared to hit the zone. And we know that because he's had 19 strikeouts and make that 20 now after the one we just saw. So he's punching guys out left and right.
And here we go. We've got a familiar face for some of these Packers. Joe Brown coming in now to hit from Santa Rosa Junior College. He takes strike 1 there. Touches the top of the zone. Brown played at Petaluma High School, so he's faced off against a few of these Packers in the high school level as he softly lines this one out. Campbell is back. He makes the catch. 2 down for the Pack.
Out of Petaluma, that's fun. Take me back.
To Petaluma.
Yeah.
We've got a few Petaluma guys here, and Jake McCoy, most notable, Casa Grande kid. played against Petaluma. That's a massive rivalry. You know what that rivalry is called?
No, I'm not aware of what the name of the rivalry is. Fill me in.
It's called the Egg Bowl because of Petaluma's very well-known reputation to be pretty much the chicken capital of Sonoma County, and some would say of Northern California, as Bellardus gets a foul off there. It is now Luke Henderson coming. He's from Chico High School. Was a big part of that really, really solid Chico team that made a run deep into NorCal's during his junior year. Chico replaced that run, pretty much replicated it this year, but Henderson was hurt, so he was not able to have as big of an impact. But the team went all the way to the D2 NorCal, lost to Cardinal Newman in a 9-inning game. That was one of the more games that I was on the edge of my seat the entire time as Bellardus fires that one in for a called strike. Umpire been pitcher friendly today.
Yeah, and I'm sure these guys aren't complaining about it, at least the pitchers. Batters, maybe not as happy with it, but if you're a Packer bat, they've been swinging at everything, so can't be mad.
That one's fouled off by Henderson. But yeah, no, that game was insane. I remember that game like it was just yesterday. Henderson and the Panthers, they were unbelievably good. And both teams, it was a total nail-biter. 2-1 finish in the 9th inning as Henderson takes that one off the hands. Hope he's okay. He'll make his way down to first. Hit by pitch there. First one, surprisingly, first hit by pitch of the game.
Yeah, you're right. It's been a fast-paced game. A lot of strikes thrown from both teams. There's been some walks, but, I mean, a fast-paced game to be, just a fast game today. That's what I'm trying to say, Hugo.
Yeah, I'm sure you're very happy right now, Ryan. Especially reflecting the score, 9-1. That's definitely a lot faster than normal as Bellardus pumps in yet another strike, just automatic. Here for Bellardus, it'll go 0-1 to Aiden Robles. And 4-1 into Reinhardt University in NAIA. You were mentioning you like the Appalachians, the Appalachian Mountains. He's headed, Appalachian, whatever you want to call it. He's heading to the Appalachian Conference in a team in, I believe, North Georgia, Reinhardt University. I think it's Waleska, Georgia. The 0-2 swung on and hit foul. They hosted an NAIA regional this year.
Is that so? How'd that go, Hugo? Fill me in.
They won their first game, lost the next two, and that was the end of their season, unfortunately.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, well, it was a hard-fought battle, and we're hoping that Robles can impact their team in a good way. Bellardus, that pitch just a bit outside. Yeah, Alec Bellardus is going to lovely San Diego. Or as Ron Burgundy would say, San Diego. That one is Bellardus. Thought it was in there for a called strike. Just high.
And another fun college destination, too, outside of the baseball scene. Started at Arizona State. Plenty to do there, and now he's going to San Diego. And just as lively there, I'm sure.
He's going to be an Aztec. So Sun Devil to an Aztec. And very, very warm colleges. Got a good theme there as that one's fouled off. He's definitely into being in warmer weather out of San Jose, California. A lot of people expected, maybe San Jose State, but no, he elects to go down south. He's going to SoCal. Enjoy it down there. There's a lot of people. It's a very popular school now, San Diego State. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Bellardus sits down. Batter number 2. And we will head to the bottom of inning number 4. But we will stay right here. Great pitch there from Bellardus. Nice sinker, just dips under the bat. And tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Meade Clark Lumber Company. The largest redwood sale of the year starts right now. You can get a 2x6 construction heart. Redwood. If you want to build a cabin, build a house out in the wilderness, Redwoods. Meade Clark, call them at 707-576-3300. 707-576-3333. That's 707-576-3333. Meade Clark Lumber Company. Look no further. Meade Clark, they're used by contractors and do-it-yourselfers since 1912. And you can't deny historical excellence like here at Art McCaffrey Field has to be recognized.
Yeah, and I'm sure this Art McCaffrey Field and the stadiums here, or the bleachers here, all made out of redwood from Meade Clark. I don't know if that's true, Hugo.
It's pretty sturdy, and you got a lot of redwoods around in
Must be
Healdsburg.
redwood.
We're out in the Sequoia Coast. It's a beautiful, beautiful setting here for a baseball game. You've got oak trees, got redwood trees. It's just a beautiful day here. Georgie Park out in the right field. You got tennis courts. I used to play there a lot as a kid, so very fond memories here and out on that blacktop in center field. So it'll be Alex Leopard leading things off. He takes called strike one on the outside part of the plate. Leopard 1 for 1 at his homer.
Hugo, outside of redwood, what's your favorite wood to build with?
I don't build quite a lot, so I don't think I could.
What do you think? Are you a cedar guy? Are you some birchwood, oak? You got to study up on these woods, Hugo.
1-1. It's in the dirt. It'll be 2-1. Yeah, no. Not much of a builder myself. I know you yourself are. You might be a builder. Are you a cedar guy?
No, I strictly use redwood from Meade lumber, so that's my preference.
As Leopard grounds this one, and it will sneak through into right field. Base hit for Alex Leopard.
South Carolina, third base. Number 7.
And let's look at this again.
Yeah, here's Leopard. Look at, he really loads back on that back foot, and that's where he gets so much of his power from, and he's got some solid legs that he's using to really drive on that ball, and we saw it right there, a powerful hit.
He's another local guy, but now we have a guy who a lot of these Chico players are well aware of out of Folsom Lake College. Well, now Purdue and South Carolina. He's going to be a Gamecock next year. Logan Sutter, he's 1 for 1 tonight with a single and a walk. Waiting on deck is his Bash brother, Jacob French. The 0-1 is inside. Good eye there from Sutter. 1-1 now.
You were talking about it earlier, this umpire, pretty pitcher-friendly, and I think I just realized why. He's already got a lot of sweat going just from this backside.
It's hard to stare into the sun down there as Sutter puts one on University Street, but it just is a little bit too far left and into foul territory. It's going to go, count will go 1-2 now. Sutter awaits. Merlot fires. Sutter grounds this one, and it finds its way into left field. So runners now on first and second for the Packers as they look to add on.
Second single of the day for Sutter, and his success continues throughout last weekend and now this week.
Yeah, that pitch was a breaking ball, just right where Sutter likes it. Low in the zone inside. He turns on it, gets the bat low, barrel to the ball, hard grounder into left field. Takes no victims with the way he swings. It's going to be Blake Grimmer now to stand in. No outs, runners on first and second. Grimmer 1 for 2 with a double and an RBI. 1-0 coming now to Grimmer. That one's up high, 2-0. Ryan, I know there's a lot of talk about, conferences with conference realignment and everything in college. Do you have a particular favorite conference? You can include the Pac-12 as it is before, as it will be in 2026, as that one has popped up into deep center field. The catch will be made by Anderson. He will throw it in quickly, but Leopard showing off that speed, getting to third. It'll be runners on the corners.
Yeah, real quick guy. Leopard's got some wheels. But back to your question, I would say, the old Pac-12 was always so fun to watch. Football, baseball, whatever sport it was, basketball. A lot of great sports and a lot of great schools in general in the Pac-12 academically. So you had to respect that conference, but why not go with the Sun Belt?
Yeah, I respect that. The Sun Belt's fun. You got App State down there. Trying to think of some others. I believe Georgia Southern's in that conference. You got some solid. It's a solid group of 5 conference. I agree with you. Pac-12. Were you a Pac-12 After Dark guy?
Yep, I was watching games. Yep.
Yeah, those were always fun. 0-1 now coming to Jacob French with Cal in the Atlantic Coast Conference. That is the Atlantic Coast Conference, ladies and gentlemen. The 0-1. That one's inside. It'll kick away from the catcher Sutter. Gets over to second, and a runner will come home as the ball trickles out of play. So Leopard comes home on that one. So it is now 10-1 Healdsburg. One coming out of French. The pitch, swings on that one. It's popped up into left field. And the catch is made on the pop fly. So now Cade Campbell comes in. Follow up one of his fellow Golden Bears. Got Golden Bears lining this lineup. Burge, French, Campbell, name a few. Caden Take, he's in the portal now, but got a lot of guys that played college ball in Berkeley. 2 down. That one is in the dirt to start things off against Cade Campbell. And that Cal team was stacked this year. You had some really, really good players that are actually transferring and just, getting out of Berkeley, unfortunately, for that program.
Yeah, it was a very good team. And, we are lucky enough to get to watch a lot of guys out of Cal here this summer. And you talk about it, some in the portal, some not, or some wrapping up their college careers. Just a whole lot of talent coming out of Berkeley this summer.
2-0 with 2 down. The pitch, Campbell lines that one foul. Yeah, someone who's not currently with the Pac, but was a very, very big part of that Cal team. Kind of worked well with Jacob French, who's actually headed your way. He's heading to Sun Devil Valley. Down there, he's going to be going to Tempe. He's going to be an ASU guy next year. Jaron Advocula. I might be butchering his last name. I probably am, to be honest, but he was an incredible player for Cal this year. He's been dominating over on the Cape, and he's going to dominate for your Sun Devils.
Well, they're not mine. I don't actually own the team, but I do attend the college, so.
Well, you pay some money to help the team out.
You're not wrong.
2-2, 2 outs. That breaking ball is swung on and chopped high, and it'll find green grass in the Bermuda Triangle. A run will come across to score, and Cade Campbell reaches to first on a base hit. 11-1 Packers.
Yeah, you're right, Hugo. That somehow found green grass out there in the outfield and just got away from Jay Patterson. He completely lost it.
And the low-hanging sun can definitely throw people off. Mark that down, ladies and gentlemen, as a single as it dropped between all 3 defenders. That Bermuda Triangle is a trademark of Ryan Moffett.
Nope. It's actually a trademark that I stole. As you see, Cade laid off 1 for 2 on the day. I borrow it every now and then from Griffin Snyder, a great broadcaster. He was with the Packers last year. Now he's working for the Stockton Ports. So moving up in the world.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you are a broadcaster for the Packers, it's not a guarantee, but it is a very, very good track to be on, to be a part of this media team. Guys working at the next level. You talk about Griffin Epstein, who is probably one of the first Packer broadcasters out of Petaluma High School. He's working with the Visalia Rawhide. You mentioned the other Griffin who worked last year, Snyder, as that one is lined up the middle. It finds its way into center field, racing for third, and holding up there will be Campbell. Cade Ladoff reaches his way, but Aaron Arnstein, another guy he's working in single A with the Bowling Green Hot Rods. You've got a very, very clear pathway. We've got Ryan Moffett here, who might be
unemployed, and
he's headed for that. He's headed for that path. We've got Jacob Van Rolkel, Nico Horning. Great lineage of Packer broadcasters here, as that might be Merlot's day, resulting from that base hit. Puts runners on the corners, and there are 2 down, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies on that. I'm supposed to be holding the scoreboard, so hold me accountable for the scoreboard.
I mean, this has been a long inning.
Yeah.
Only 2 runs in the inning, but the Packers have really drawn it out. And it's just given these Chico Lone Wolves pitchers a tough time.
Yeah, so we're going to have a new pitcher on the mound for the Lone Wolves. And Packers just dominance, pure dominance, 11 runs on 12 hits in 3 2/3 of an inning. For Chico, 1 run, 3 hits, and 3 errors. Got those 3 hits back in the first inning and have been held hitless as Ryder Salenza will stand in here to pitch.
Hands-on coaching advice from top collegiate players, skill station, team games, positive mentorship.
But yeah, no, talking further, Marv Guarin, who actually was not in our shoes, Ryan, he was actually down in the dugout, in the bullpen. He was working, playing for the team, got into analytics, and now headed to work with the Giants. And talk about the analytics guys, they also get some good reps. Think about the guys we have this year, guys we've had in the past, Cannon Fritz. Look
100%.
at Farmers Insurance, as there have been a load of insurance runs, Ryan, haven't there?
I mean, hey, there's a lot to count from. There's 11 runs in this game so far, 11 Farmers Insurance runs, I might add, and the Packers have really just come out swinging today, and that's given them a lot of insurance here against the Chico Lone Wolves. 11-1, a 10-run lead for the Packers.
Yeah, Ryder Salenza, a guy out of a high school that I am very, very, let's say I'm always very interested to play them because they are very good sports. High school out in Grass Valley, California. Nevada Union High School. Yes, they're in California, but they are called Nevada Union High. We played them, funny enough, in water polo my freshman year, so they were always a fun team to play up in the Sierra Shootout at Sierra College, and they always brought a good fight. So we'll see if Salenza can do that here for the Chico Wolves. He faces Keegan O'Hearn to start things off, and that pitch is just a bit outside to start off O'Hearn. The 1-0 coming to O'Hearn with 2 down. Swung on and driven deep. Back on it is going to be Anderson. He's tracking it, and he will make the catch. So Salenza delivers for Chico as they will get out of the inning, but they surrender 2 runs. It is now 11-1. Packers will head to a break. Don't go anywhere.
This is Zach from Shots Bakeries and Cafes of Ukiah. It has been 33 years since we started our downtown bakery. We wanted to take this opportunity to thank the community for all the support and friendship over 3 decades. The decision you make to support local business allows us to employ local team members and support the community in many ways. Here at Schatz Bakery, we pride ourselves on providing fresh food, excellent customer service, and value. You can visit us at any of our 3 locations, downtown Ukiah, inside Friedman's, and also on the campus of Mendocino College. We look forward to seeing you at Schatz Bakery.
We're back here. Jay Patterson, Nick Anderson, and Jaden Neugebauer to lead things off. Hunter Hargett to come on and pitch for the Packers. We'll look at his stats. Coming into the game, Hargett holds a 2.25 ERA. He's in the transfer portal. 8 innings pitched, 11 strikeouts, 3 walks. He's 1-0 on the summer. He's been dominant for the Packers. This pitching staff has almost been better than ever from what I've seen, Ryan.
It's a very talented group this year. The Packers and Joey Gomes, they've assembled a great squad out there in the bullpen, and they continue to add to it too, which is very impressive as we're near mid to late season, and it's been super fun to watch the Packers bullpen go to work this summer. A lot of effective pitchers.
Yeah, no, Hunter Hargett, he's one of those effective pitchers. Played nearly 17 innings at UIW. Incarnate Word, something he shares in common with another Healdsburg athlete, that is Dylan Heyman, who was a star on the UIW basketball team, and he's worked his butt off. Freshman year, got there, worked really hard. 6'4" kid from, a place that not many people in Texas know what Healdsburg, California is. And, he worked his butt off, and he actually guarded Cooper Flagg in that game this year, UIW against Duke. He's a great player at Healdsburg High and great player this year at UIW, and wish him the best. I don't know if he has another year of eligibility left, but we will see. We're going to keep him on the radar. It's going to be Hargett standing in here. So here we go. Patterson, he struck out in the second. Hargett winds and deals. Fast and called at the bottom corner of the zone. Paints that one to start things off. Another pitch in there for a called strike. Packer pitching has been automatic today. 6 strikeouts on the day, nearly retiring everyone in order since that first inning. Hargett winds and deals, and that's in there. Called strike 3. Sits him down. And Hargett just working cleanly and calmly.
And that's all you have to do, especially with a lead like this, Hugo. Why not be calm? You have so much working room between you and the other team that you have the chance to throw strikes consistently. You have the comfortability to have your defense back you up. So Hunter Hargett's in a great spot right now to have a really good outing.
And credit Hideki Prather behind the plate. An incredible job at framing these balls. It's an 0-1 count now to Nick Anderson. One in there, called strike. And that first pitch, at least, looked a little outside, and Prather just framed it up perfectly. He's been waiting his turn. Very patient guy out in Clemson, South Carolina, and he's expected to get the job here his sophomore year. Throw on to first by, I believe that's Max Martinez now in at third. Is in time to retire Anderson.
Yeah, and with the Packers just having such a great lead today, Coach Gomes is going to sub some guys in early and get guys looks. And why not get everybody, a fair share of reps and looks when you're ahead by so much.
Yeah, Jaden Neugebauer steps in here out of Chico High School. He's 1 for 2 with a single. He's headed to Chico State next year. Very, very solid player, at least from what I've seen him. And he fouls that one off. It's going to be a 1-1 count to Neugebauer. 5 triples this year at the high school level. Now playing a little bit of college ball. A small taste against a guy who's very experienced. He pops this one up. Actually, that one was a high grounder, and the throw is in time. Cade Campbell. Another web gem from the California Golden Bear. And the Packers now lead it 11-1. We'll stay right here, and that's another one of those very hard hit grounder. Pops right up off the hard pan, and a great job there by Campbell to throw that one over.
Yeah, and Hugo, speaking of another defensive change for the Packers, I know they're done now, but Jake McCoy out of San Jose State, he's going to be in right field now.
Nice. So that will be a sub now. Leopard out of the game now? Is that?
Could be so.
All right.
After such an electric performance in his 2 spot.
Well, yeah, no, the Packers here, as you can see the American flag, it's 4th of July week, and we've got an action-packed week for you. We have, coming up tomorrow at 3 p.m., we'll have the second game of the 2-game series here in Healdsburg against Chico. And then following that on 4th of July, we'll have an inter-Sonoma County matchup. We have the Athletic Edge Express coming up from Petaluma to make it here on July 4th for a 5 o'clock game. That's 5 o'clock, a little bit earlier start. Beautiful day here, as you can see from Rec Park. Hideki Prather will lead things off, and then this weekend we have 2 games at 6 p.m. that you won't want to miss. They're league games, Ryan. PEL games, West Coast Kings.
I mean, Hugo, come on. You don't want to miss any game. So every game is a must-see battle with the Packers. So, yes, you won't want to miss those games.
Well, now we're in the bottom of inning number 5. Hideki Prather stands in out of Clemson. The first pitch is low and in the dirt for a called ball 1. He's 1 for 2 with a double. Prather has been solid so far this year for the Pack.
Yeah, really solid batter, but also behind the plate, he has been great. Him and Alex Burge rotating in and out at catcher has been quite the tandem, and both of them have had some amazing throwdowns, amazing defensive plays to keep the score low on the other end.
2-0 now to Prather, and he lines this one foul. Hideki's someone who's he's a bit of a wild card. He's a great clubhouse guy. Funny enough, he actually is expected to have some of the pictures he took with my own camera when he was DHing a couple nights ago. Those pictures will be, as that one goes outside, those pictures are going to be published in the Healdsburg Tribune, which will come out tomorrow, so that'll be a funny surprise to Prather. Took some portraits of some of his friends and teammates, as that one will be in the dirt. Prather will walk. So, great job there for Hideki.
He's got a hidden talent, huh? He's a photographer.
Yeah, he took AP photography, he was telling me, at Campo Lindo his senior year. Campo down there in Moraga. He went through the tunnel from Oakland to Moraga for school every day. 11-1. Packers lead with a runner on first. It is Jay Souza now in at the plate. I was talking to him before the game. He's really loves his reggae. Are you a big reggae guy?
Yes, I do. I really like Hawaiian reggae and reggae in general, so I'm definitely going to have to talk to Jace and, get some recommendations on some new stuff to listen to. I really love Hawaiian reggae, so I will definitely talk to Jay Souza after today's game or before tomorrow. So we'll have to see how bad I really want these recommendations.
Yeah, he was telling me that his favorite part, his favorite time to listen to reggae is when he's at home, when he gets to go back to Honolulu and enjoy a good few days with his family. Likes to play reggae in his room and just kind of jam out there, enjoy it. It really calms him, he says, and so it's probably why he plays it over the loudspeaker as his walk-up song, just very calming for him and gets him set for the at-bat. And right now he's worked a 3-0 count. The 3-0, that one is in there, called strike. Souza thought that was a bit outside, and it was not.
Jace with a lot of fans here tonight, a lot of kids and people cheering him on. They got cowbells. Quite the fan club.
Yeah, his host family, I used to work with them as a babysitter. I kind of still do occasionally. And so his host family, they're really happy about having Jace here over the summer. And, they really embrace him. He's almost like a bigger brother to them. So they're very happy to have him. And he lives just down the street from the stadium. So runners,
which is very convenient for him.
Yeah, runners on first and second now for the Pack. They're back-to-back walks, and that one falls in for a called strike one to Jake McCoy. McCoy, a product, as you mentioned, Ryan, of San Jose State, played his games at Excite Ballpark, but he's a Sonoma County kid. Went to Casa Grande High School. He gives a healthy cut through that one, 0-2. Casa Grande High School, he was born in Rohnert Park, California, so he made the drive down the 101, or as we like to say, over the hill and into Petaluma for his games. Sonoma County is a big county, Petaluma to Cloverdale, that's got to be like an hour.
Yes, it's close to an hour. I would say 45 minutes an hour. Depends how fast you're driving. If you're breaking the speed limit, you could get there pretty quickly.
Yeah, it also depends on the traffic. It can be an hour from here
100%.
to Petaluma. The 1-2 coming to McCoy. He's batted .333 in conference play. As he lines this one the other way, it will get down into right field. They're going to hold up Prather at third as that one was rocketed in by Michael Ryan. It'll be bases loaded for Max Martinez. He's having a very nice night here. His walk-up song is Southern Nights. You guy that dabbles in old school country, a little Conway Twitty.
I love Conway Twitty, some Marty Robbins. I listen to it all, Hugo. I love music, and you can never get enough.
Yeah, you are definitely not a picky listener. You're definitely into a lot of different music, and it's been very interesting to dive into the mind of Ryan Moffett.
I'm sure scary as well.
A little bit, but not too much. Max Martinez standing in from USC. It's the University of Southern California. Founded in 1880. Healdsburg was founded about 22 years before that by Harmon Heald. Brought a bunch of settlers from Kentucky and Tennessee out here. That one goes low. It's going to be a 2-1 count. Yep, Harmon Heald, you got Fitch Mountain. A lot of history in this beautiful valley here.
Hugo, I got a question for you. You know everything about Healdsburg. Someone was
not really
telling me today that Lady Gaga lives up on Fitch Mountain. Is that true?
I don't believe so, but honestly, with how big of a tourist attraction Healdsburg and wine country has become, I could believe that she has a house there. I could believe that there is some sort of house. I know the Grateful Dead, Jerry Garcia, he went to high school out at Annalee High School, so shares a high school with Alex Leopard and our own Blake Thomas up here, our analytics guy, as they will walk home a run now. Martinez works a walk, so it will be 12-1 Healdsburg. And now Blake Grimmer comes up, another reggae guy. It's a little bit more of a traditional reggae with Bob Marley.
And Hugo, there's a reggae on the river coming up. It's going to be out in Humboldt County, I believe, or it's up north actually. It's somewhere up north past Ukiah. I saw a billboard in Hopland for it. So stay on the lookout. You going to go to that, Hugo?
Probably not, but
Hater.
Seems fun. Hopland, when you drive through Hopland, it's very interesting. A lot of people, drive through it to go to Ukiah, but there's some interesting spots there in
Beautiful
Hopland.
town.
It is a beautiful town. Sonoma County, you go, a lot of people don't really think about it. They think about, Santa Rosa, Windsor, Healdsburg, Petaluma. But when you go north of Healdsburg, you can find some definite gems. Cloverdale. Ukiah is not Sonoma County, but it is Mendocino. They play high school sports with Sonoma County teams. I kind of consider Ukiah part of our county-ish. Funny enough, one of our sponsors tonight and the theme night tonight, Shots Bakery and Cafe. They're from there. I went to school with Kate, one of the Shot kids. The other Shot kid, Luke, went to Ukiah High School. He's on this team. Blake Grimmer with a chance to pull a bit of a Yearman Mercedes Grand Slam here.
And let me tell you, Hugo, Shots Bakery, they are the best. They brought us up some cookies today before the game, and holy cow, let me tell you, I needed a glass of milk after eating one of those cookies. Rich, delicious, and yummy. Write that on a billboard.
Yeah, no, they definitely, you see there's a big Shots billboard as you come into Ukiah, and it is not hard to find. Ukiah, one of the more populated cities in Northern California, or in this area. Healdsburg, 11,000. Cloverdale, 10,000. Ukiah, 30,000. Santa Rosa, a whopping 180,000. As that one hits Grimmer on the leg, and it will cause another walk and another run coming in. It'll be 13-1 Packers now.
Turning into a walk fest here, Hugo.
A little walkathon.
You ever participated in a walkathon?
Yep, many times through school. The St. John's Jogathon, walkathon. Definitely something we did quite avidly every year. Go do it around Badger Park. Funny enough, one of our interns, Charlotte, her dad, Mayor Hagley, as Jacob French fouls that one off with bases loaded. Mayor Hagley, he would DJ. He would be the DJ for those events. So definitely a fun time. And it's definitely a lot of fun times there with St. John's, also one of the Prune Packers sponsors. 13-1 Packers lead. That pitch is outside to Jacob French with loaded bags. This has just been incredible to see, Ryan. I mean, Packers already have 2 runs. They've just been moving things along like it's a supply chain.
I mean, yeah, these guys could go work at Amazon. The way they are just efficient, they get things done. I mean, again, it's like a factory line. They're just moving in and out.
And 13-1, 1-1 coming to French. That one is low. It kicks away from the catcher, Denton, but he is able to conserve it. Are you aware of who created the assembly line, who invented it?
Henry Ford.
Yeah, there we go. See, we've got a couple history buffs up here.
Yeah, speaking of Amazon, though, Hugo, were you invited to Jeff Bezos' wedding?
Yeah, I had to decline. Prune Packers more important.
That's fair.
This is one of the best teams, arguably the best team on the West Coast. And, one that you don't want to miss. So if you've missed a Prune Packers game or if you haven't been out to one, you want to get here as soon as possible as French flies this one out into center field. Anderson loses his hat. He makes the catch. Runner will tag from third. McCoy is in to score. And finally, for the sake of the Lone Wolves, they have their first out of the inning.
And that's a relief. They got the first out, but they still need 2 more in an inning that has been a nightmare for them.
And well, now 14-1 for the Packers. They are yet to have a goose egg inning. And it's going to be Cade Campbell rocking a little bit of Easy-E coming up to the plate. 1 down, up high. (1-0) coming to Cade Campbell. The pitch swung on and hit straight back. It's going to go, count will go 1-1. I was talking to some of these guys about what they do on their off days. Souza was very adamant about, taking those days off to really learn more about your teammates and your friends and, build those friendships and relationships that can carry you throughout college and into the pros with some of these guys, expected to go pro. What would you say is your favorite thing to do during the summer, Ryan, outside of watching some baseball?
It's a great question, Hugo. I would say just swimming. I'm not a great swimmer, but give me a good 4-foot deep pool. I'll go chill in that pool all day. I just like to be out in the sun, apply sunblock 12 times while I'm outside, just so I don't get burnt.
Yeah, you're more of an Irish guy, but you've got a tan here.
Don't let the red leg hair fool you, Hugo. It's just a coat.
As that one is lined, it'll get down into left field. Max Martinez is streaking around third. He will come in to score. The throw to third is not in time. They'll send the runner home, albeit gingerly. And Grimmer will come home to score. So 2 runners score on what will be a wild chain of events there. A base hit, but moving up to second is going to be Cade Ladoff, I believe. Nope, that is Cade Campbell. So a single and then an error on, I believe that was the third baseman. We'll have to see a little bit of a replay as we'll have a mound visit. And that is going to be the day for the Lone Wolves righty. New pitcher in. Packers lead at 16-1. Chico up to 4 errors on the game.
Now coming to pitch from Butte College, number 5, Braden Loesch.
And it's going to be Braden Loesch coming in. I believe he is a relative of the head coach of the Lone Wolves. Chico rocking their LBA on their hats. Loesch Baseball Academy. We'll have to look at want to confirm. Yeah, no, so the coach that is not here, Eric Loesch, of Loesch Baseball Academy. Loesch Baseball Academy.
They just need someone right now to help get them through this game. Not even trying to come back. I mean, they can, but just get someone that can throw strikes, induce weak contact, and help you get out of game one in this series.
Yeah, Loesch, she's out of Pleasant Valley, California. He is a relative of head coach Ryan Loesch, who started the academy and started the Lone Wolves. 16-1, Healdsburg leads as Cade Ladoff is at the plate. That pitch is in there for a called strike. So, quite the evening here in Healdsburg. 0-1 now coming from Loesch. Ladoff. Swing and a miss. That pitch, breaking ball, got him to go. It's going to go 0-2. Runner on second. Loesch fires outside. 1-2. You were talking about you're a fan of swimming. Would you say, well, if you had to pick, you were I believe a baseball and football guy in high school?
Yeah, baseball, football, wrestling.
Oh, okay. 3-sport athlete. If you had to pick a sport to play that is not one of those in high school, what would you have played?
Basketball, 100% basketball. I'm a big pickup basketball guy.
Ladoff pops that one up, and it is caught by the third baseman, Robles. So 2 down. But, yeah, no, I myself am a little bit of a basketball player, but, as I've said, I'm an aquatics guy. Played a little bit of basketball at Cardinal Newman, but didn't really stick.
Yeah, I don't know if I would be as good of a player as Jacob French claims to be, but I've got a decent mid-range shot.
I think we need to test that. Jacob French, we need to test that. Same thing with Hideki Prather saying he's the best ping pong player on the squad. We need to test all of that. But now it is going to be Keegan O'Hearn, the big lefty, in to hit right now. It's going to go, count will go 0-1 there. So Loesch seeming to fix things for Chico. 5 runs coming in on a lot of walks for the Packers. Not a good sight when you have more errors than hits. O'Hearn waits. That pitch is in there, called strike. It's going to go 0-2. Packers definitely shortening their swings, just trying to put balls in play instead of send ones to Saturn.
Hugo, what's your favorite planet?
I'll answer that after this pitch. That one is inside, kicks away from the catcher. Moving over to third is going to be Cade Campbell. I love planet Earth. I think planet Earth is a very beautiful planet. I think outside of planet Earth, though, I'm a big Neptune guy.
Really? And why is that?
Neptune's god of the sea. I myself am a swimmer, water polo player, so kind of makes sense. You a big Uranus guy?
It's pronounced Uranus. So get it right, Hugo.
Uranus?
Yeah, Uranus.
Okay. That one is swung on and driven hard, but foul. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, the planets, the solar system, and, how crazy space is and how it's forever expanding.
Wow, look at you, Hugo, the astronaut.
2-2 inside. Just grazes O'Hearn's shoulder, but he'll stick there. Count will go full. He's looking to reach base on either a hit or a walk. The 3-2, and that one is inside. It nearly hits him again, and he will walk runners now on the corners for the Pack, and they have successfully batted around.
Hugo, you know, I became very afraid of outer space as a kid after watching the movie Gravity. Have you ever seen that?
I have not seen that, no.
Have you watched any movies that take place in outer space?
Does Home count? Do you remember that movie? Home?
An animated children's movie, yes.
Yeah,
I guess
that
it
one
does.
gets over there. It'll kick off of Robles' glove and into left field. A run will come in to score. It will be 17-1 Packers.
So out of every movie that's been set in outer space, the first one that comes to mind is a DreamWorks children's movie that also pretty much takes place on Earth.
In terms of space movies, Interstellar's pretty good.
How do you not go with that over Home?
I've never seen it. That's the problem.
You just said it was pretty good.
From what I've heard, it is, and
Oh
I
my
trust
goodness.
Christopher Nolan.
You heard Christopher Nolan say it was good. It's his own movie.
No, I trust his direction. He's an incredible director. I mean, I don't believe he did Shutter Island, but he also did Oppenheimer, and Oppenheimer was pretty decent. It was pretty good, and it's a controversial movie. I'm aware. The one I swung on and missed.
Oppenheimer's a controversial movie.
Well, a lot of people, we got mixed reactions. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people didn't like it. So it is definitely a controversial topic in certain areas. Jonathan Kim comes to the plate here. It is still inning number 5 here. Kim is hit by that one, and he will make his way to first.
So yeah, that summer you're talking about when Oppenheimer came out, Hugo, it was a big deal because Barbie, the movie, came out right at the same time. People were saying Barbenheimer, summer of Barbenheimer. What were you? Were you Team Barbie, Team Oppenheimer? What did you prefer?
I myself never saw the Barbie movie. I was thankfully never put through that torture by neither my parents or my sister.
You missed out.
Yeah, I know. I've been told. No one goes in the dirt. It is going to be Jake McCoy, who's got all the power in the world. And we'll see what he can do here. The Spartan from San Jose State plays his home games at Excite Ballpark, home of the San Jose Giants. Saw a few games there. That one goes inside and catches McCoy, I think, right on the edge of his pad there. Run scores, and it is now 18-1 Packers. So the Packers well on their way to changing,
Number 11, Max Martinez.
to beating their previous week record of 18 runs that they set last night.
You think there's any way we get to 40 runs tonight, Hugo?
I think that would be a lot of hit-by pitches, but there's been quite a few. 2 down, and the first pitch into Max Martinez is a called strike at the top of the zone. He is, funny enough, 0 for 0 with a walk, and he scored on that one. 0-1 now to Martinez with bases loaded. He checks his swing. Doesn't matter. It drops in there for a called strike. 0-2 now. 0-2, bases loaded for the Packers. A lot of free passes given out by these Lone Wolf pitchers. Well, fire swung on, fouled off, and it's caught by the catcher for strike 3. And after that absolute marathon of an inning, the Packers tack on 7, and we will head to a break.
District 35.
can find that sense for life. Like coming down to a Prune Packers game, as their offense has been nothing but life, as we will have a defensive change. We'll keep you guys updated by recapping the defense. It is 18-1 now, Packers, as we head to the top of inning number 6.
And another substitution, Hugo. New second baseman in for the Prune Packers, Antonelli Sabatore. Another great defensive and offensive acquisition this summer.
And another Texas Tech Red Raider. He started his summer off strong. Been a little bit dormant recently, but hasn't been getting a ton of opportunities. So we'll keep you guys give you guys a bit of a recap of who's on defense. Hunter Hargett on the mound, behind the plate, his battery mate, Hideki Prather, as leading off for Chico is going to be Michael Ryan. Ryan has been a solid player for these Chico Lone Wolves. This year, 4 homers, 24 RBIs for him, 526 batting average coming into this series. Hargett dialed in here, 1-1 count now. From right to left for the Packers, it is going to be in the infield. It's going to be laid off at first, Sabatore at second. That one in there for called strike 2. Sabatore at second. It's going to be Cade Campbell at short. And then over at third, Max Martinez. In the outfield from left to right. In left field, I believe that is still Blake Grimmer out there. In center, it is going to be Jonathan Kim. And in right, rounding things out, will be Jake McCoy. So, 1-2 count now coming to Michael Ryan. He's been battling here. One of the better players out of Folsom Lake Junior College. 1-2. Hargett deals outside, trying to get him to chase. He does not. Count goes even, 2-2. Packers up 18-1. Your eyes do not deceive you. The pitch swung on and hit hard on the ground. Campbell, he has been awesome all night, and he continues to stay awesome. Beautiful throw over to first off of a hard grounder.
Campbell, he's such a clean infielder. We mention it so much, but he is so great with his glove. I mean, every play he makes looks so clean, looks so, how do you put it? He's been through that motion a million times, and he's definitely someone that trains on being a great defender, and it shows on game day.
Well, yeah, now Zane Denton steps in. Denton struck out back in the first looking, and in the third, he grounded back to the pitcher. Hargett into his second inning in relief. The 0-1. That one is up high and outside for the Pack. It's been a very solid defensive night, minus that first inning for Healdsburg. They have limited Chico to no hits out of that first inning. Of course, the Wolves have committed 5 errors since then on their defensive side, as that one was a big swing and miss from Denton. Packers 18 runs, 14 hits, only 1 error. Chico 1 run, 3 hits, and an abysmal 5 errors.
Yeah, that 5 in the error column is going to haunt them. When they go to sleep tonight, they're going to see that big 5 lit up on the scoreboard. And right there, a strikeout from Hargett. Got him looking.
And it's just been a conveyor belt of hitters here for Chico. They stand in there. They go for 2 to 3. They go for 2 to 3 pitches, and then they're already down 0-2 or 1-2, and they just stand there and watch strikeouts fly by. We'll check on the strikeout totals now for Healdsburg. They're up to 8 strikeouts on the game as a pitching staff. Hargett starts out the new hitter Tyler Porter. The pitch outside 1-0. Let's give you a bit of a recap of our pitching tonight. Cole Tremaine started things off. He's in line for the win. 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts, and 13 batters faced. Alec Bellardis comes in, pitches a clean inning, 2 strikeouts. Now he's relieved by Hunter Hargett, and he is retired. Chico so far in order, 1 2/3 innings. He fires in another strike. Hideki Prather continuing that fantastic night of framing from behind the plate. He is right now making these pitchers look like Picasso.
That's a great comparison, Hugo. Do you have a favorite artist? Are you a big Picasso guy, or do you have someone else that you really like their work?
And there is a strikeout. That'll be strikeout number 3 on the day. Sits down another one looking. Artist-wise, we'll get to that when we come back. Packers heading to the bottom of inning number 6, up 18-1.
This is Zach from Shots Bakeries and Cafes of Ukiah. It has been 33 years since we started our downtown bakery. We wanted to take this opportunity to thank the community for all the support and friendship over 3 decades. The decision you make to support local business allows us to employ local team members and support the community in many ways. Here at Shots Bakery, we pride ourselves on providing fresh food, excellent customer service, and value. You can visit us at any of our 3 locations: downtown Ukiah, inside Friedman's, and also on the campus of Mendocino College. We look forward to seeing you at Shots Bakery.
Dude, what the Hugo.
We're back here. We're back here, and Healdsburg leads things 18-1.
Yeah, and Hugo, I'm still waiting on that answer. Who's this artist you're thinking about?
I'm a big nature guy. I love nature pictures, so Bob Ross maybe. But, always in for a little bit of chaos, maybe some Jackson Pollock. But in terms of just total artistry, I would say a guy who I really respect is Ansel Adams. No, he's a photographer, but he was one of the great Western photographers, and I hold a large amount of respect for him and the stuff he does.
Well, that's good to know, Hugo. I also enjoy photography, looking at some great photographs or just taking the photographs myself.
Grimmer flies this one out to left field, and over there making the couch is Nugebauer. Now it's going to be Antonelli Salvatore. Packers lineup has shifted quite a lot of substitutions. It's the 4th substitution tonight for Coach Joey Gomes. Here's the pitch, and that one is in there, called strike. Salvatore looking to come in here and make a big impact. Batting .292 on the year. The 0-1 swung on and hit off to the left, foul. So this has been quite the game, just crossing over the 2-hour mark here in the 6th inning, and Packers have been dominant. 0-2 now coming to Salvatore. And that one is up at his head. Just skies right over his head. Salvatore doesn't even flinch. He's a tough guy.
There's a lot of guys on this roster for the Packers that are just tough dudes. I mean, they can take a beating. I don't know if they're as tough as you, Hugo. We've seen you take a sweeper off the chin this season. So you're pretty high up there on the tough list.
I applaud your faith in me, but I am not very not the toughest of everyone, I would say. seen some guys get hit in the face with baseballs, and they just get up and keep walking. And that's what you got to do. 2-2. That one is popped up into over to the third baseman. He's over on it, and he'll make the catch. That is no longer Robles over there, so a defensive substitution for Chico now. That is going to be BACL over at third. Cade Campbell now stands in as Chico looking to retire the Packers for the first time tonight in order. Campbell could take that away. Pitch is in there, called strike. Umpire definitely being friendly with that outside part of the plate. It's going to fall in there, called strike 2. Cade Campbell, 3 for 4 with 3 singles. The 0-2. That one is outside on the breaking ball. It's going to go 1-2 now. The pitch, and that one is up high, 2-2. So 2s across the board. Campbell, number 2 at bat. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Here in inning number 6. The pitch, up high to Campbell, 3-2. So it just seems like an absence in control here from the Lone Wolf pitchers as they get ahead in counts. Now they've fallen behind. Full count with 2 outs. The pitch swung on and hit foul. Back in high school, what was your ideal pitch location?
Middle. Please, I would beg, just give it to me down the middle. Breaking balls were my kryptonite, Hugo. I would get buckled on probably the worst curveball you'd ever seen. Baseball really wasn't my sport, but I played with heart, I guess. I was out there for the fun of it.
Yeah, well, now Campbell walks. That ball goes out of play. Campbell will only get first base. And now Cade Ladoff stands in. Are you a big Queen guy?
I listen to them. I know they have some great hits.
And there's a great hit by Ladoff. That one's back there on its way.
And the world may never know.
That's foul. Looked like it was angling fair, but with the sun out there, low-hanging sun, hard to tell. That one, verdict, foul.
What's your favorite fruit that grows on a tree, Hugo?
It's tough. Apples, probably. Very generic answer, but that's a Sonoma County answer. Gravenstein apples.
What if you couldn't answer apples?
On a tree? It's go oranges then, I guess. I mean, that could be a bush. That one swung on and hit on the ground. Slowly, it's going to be a play at second. The play is made in time. So for the first time tonight, the Packers have a goose egg on the board. 18-1 as we will head to inning number 7 here on Shots Bakery and Cafe nights. Stay with us.
And part-time employees are sponsor tonight. Shots Bakery and Cafe in Ukiah.
Back here in Healdsburg, California. Sun starting to set. It's over those trees, nearly blinding Hugo and I. But we're excited because there's a new arm on the mound for the Packers, and that's Keegan O'Hearn. We've seen him today in the box, but now we get to see his arm perform out there on the mound. Hugo, he's got 3 pitches he throws, so he can focus really on just accuracy and getting those pitches down, which is a good sign. Pitchers that have a lot of pitches to work with, it seems like it would be a little more difficult to hone in on all of those pitches, don't you think?
Well, yeah, O'Hearn, fastball, slider, changeup. Pretty good mix of pitches there. Got his standard breaking ball there, and I mean, it works, it moves quite a lot. He's a fast throwing lefty, and we're seeing him on the mound. Now, I believe this is his first appearance of the year on the mound for the Pack.
You're right.
Someone very highly touted on both sides of the ball, and we'll see what he can do now with one of Sonoma County's own coming to the plate for Chico.
And you mentioned Hugo. O'Hearn is actually leading off at the bottom of this inning, so he's busy here for the rest of the night in Healdsburg. As here, he's coming set for his first pitch. And outside for a ball, and he's got a crazy, or not crazy, but he's got a different release. Releases it kind of outside his frame, Hugo.
Yeah, he's definitely a interesting guy. I think a sidearm almost release.
Almost.
We'll have to talk to Jacob Janicelli tomorrow about O'Hearn's outing and get a bit of a recap. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday for 4th of July. We'll see.
Maybe, as this hit hard by Brown, and that's going to drop foul.
And this has got to be a big game for Brown. He's trying to do it in front of his home fans for Chico.
Is this a hard ground ball over to first? A good job by Ladoff, and some hustle right there to get the out himself and help out his pitcher O'Hearn.
Yeah, there you go.
And O'Hearn appreciating that hustle. So now coming up to the plate, Luke Henderson, and here's that hustle play. Both guys hustling, but a good job by Ladoff to beat him to first.
Yeah, with Ladoff's frame, you wouldn't assume that he's an incredibly fast runner, but he proves everyone wrong there. Just incredible job done by him to hustle to first. That is really, I think that can make a lot of coaches, particularly Little League coaches, cry right there with the great play there from Ladoff.
Yeah, and so far we've only seen the fastball from O'Hearn, none of the other 2 pitches, but he's topping out at 95 miles per hour, Hugo, so impressive stuff.
Yeah, this is what they predicted. When I talked to a few scouts about him, I heard, you know what, O'Hearn, he's coming from the University of Michigan. They didn't even refer to him by his name. They just said there is a two-way player coming from Michigan. He is going to be incredible. He stands about 6'5" to 6'7". He's going to be unbelievable, and he's going to throw fast. They said that he's going to throw 95, and he's going to crush a ball 100. So you got to look out for him. And when O'Hearn showed up, I saw it, and I was like, this kid looks good, and he's proven to me he is pretty good.
Well, Hugo, you should go into scouting. If it was just off first look, you seem like you'd be able to judge someone's abilities. So it's a full count here, and the pitch is high and away. Make it ball 4, and Luke Henderson's going to get the free pass to first base.
Yeah, I believe that is the first walk issued by a Packer pitcher tonight. So, great job by location and command by the Packers.
So here's O'Hearn, and real inside there. Aiden Robles, the batter.
Yep, runner on first base runner for Chico since the 4th inning when the Packers hit a batter.
And a big swing and a miss there from Robles. Count goes to 1-1. So 1-2 count. O'Hearn looking for out number 2 here in the top of the 7th. And that swung on, fouled, out of play. Count still sitting at 1-2. O'Hearn fires. And there it is. Strike 3. Catches Aiden Robles looking, and he goes down.
That is, once again, another strikeout looking. We'll see. Counting that up, that's 5 strikeouts by way of the backwards K for the Packers tonight. And O'Hearn's just joining the party right now.
There's O'Hearn. His pitch inside for ball number 1. O'Hearn misses upstairs. 2 balls in the count here for Jay Patterson.
He didn't see a lot of the mound this year for Michigan, but he's just trying to regain some confidence. It's going to be Wyatt Dent at the plate.
And a huge hack there from Patterson, but nothing to show for it. Big strike. Count goes 2-1.
It's really interesting to see with a lot of these teams in the MLB really looking for velocity. O'Hearn, he's got that velo.
Chopped over to shortstop. Campbell flips it to second for out number 3. And another scoreless inning for the Chico Lone Wolves. Score 18-1. Packers on top. And now it's the 7th inning stretch. We're going to join and sing along. We'll be back in just a few moments.
About to be back.
All right, welcome back. We just got done singing. Hugo showing off his beautiful voice for all these fans here in Healdsburg. And now we're going to cut. During this 7th inning stretch. Hugo, how'd you enjoy singing?
It was a fun experience. I mean, every 7th inning stretch is is fun. It's a great experience.
Well, don't sound too excited about it, Hugo. Is there a favorite song you have that you sing in the car or something, just when you're alone, or do you like to sing for other people? What song is it?
Take me out to the ball game.
Outside of the ballpark, what do you like to sing?
Take me out to the ball game.
All right, we're going to take that one off the list. What else do you sing?
I live, breathe, and eat Packer baseball, so take me out to the ball game.
You know that's not just a Packer song.
I'm aware. Well, let's see what Keegan O'Hearn can do.
How about that new Ryan Woodard Packer jingle? Do you like singing that one, Hugo?
It's a good song. It's great. Ryan Woodard does a great job. Very awesome to see him sing the national anthem.
He doesn't sing it, Hugo. He plays it on the guitar.
Well, play the national anthem, sing the national anthem. He does it. He gives a great performance.
So observant, Hugo. So here's Keegan O'Hearn working with the 1-1 count. The pitch. And O'Hearn watches that miss outside. 0 for 3 today with a walk. Now Hearn struggling a little bit, trying to find his rhythm here in Healdsburg. And a big swing and a miss there.
Well, Healdsburg's a town that can do that. It's hard to find your rhythm here, but a lot of these players have found it, and they have just dominated.
Well, I'll tell you something, Hugo. There was a guy last year for the Prune Packers that it took him a little while to find his rhythm, get out of a slump as Keegan O'Hearn goes down swinging there. But there was a guy last year, he really struggled to start off the season, and holy cow, he broke out of it and stayed hot for the rest of the year. His name, Camden Hayslip out of Alabama. He played super well for the Packers late in the season, and he just finished up his year at UAB. He was, I believe they're flamethrowers. Is that their mascot?
Very close, very close. UAB, I believe they are the Flames.
Just
Maybe
the Flames.
I think. I'm not sure. Liberty is definitely the Flames. UAB, we will actually double check that. They're the Blazers.
The Blazers.
The Blazers.
I knew it was fire oriented.
Yeah, it's a dragon of sorts.
As this smacked by Hideki Prather out into left center, and the two fielders converging, but the ball gets past them, and Prather safe at second, walking in there, and his great day continues.
And here we go. Looking at that, maybe we get a replay. That one was lined deep. Yes, we do. Yeah, you mentioned those two fielders converging, and they both can't figure it out. Chico really struggling with, they're really struggling with communication today. And you see that again here. It's now Jonathan Kim coming to the plate.
And Kim watches that one for strike number one.
Gotta respect the Packer faithful. They're staying here. They're enjoying their night. Quite a few people have left, but the true fans are showing up, and they're staying here for the entire game.
We saw a lot of people leave Rec Park early last night just because it was another one of these blowouts. So it's good to see some people sticking around.
And Packers looking to tag one on, beat out their week record that they set yesterday of 18 runs. They've scored as much as 24 this year in a game.
One and two count for Jonathan Kim.
That pitch looked a little high, but all right.
Hey, this umpire's got places to be, Hugo. And the pitch to Kim bounces in front of him and away from the catcher. So that means Hideki Prather's going to take third.
Yeah, Kim, good job to just stick there. And nope, actually, that ball hit him. Nope, umpire is going to keep him there. This has been a marathon of a game, if you can't already tell, ladies and gentlemen.
Really? I thought this game was flying by, Hugo.
I mean, it was for a time, until you had to say something about it.
I love the announcer jinx. Anytime I can ruin a game, I'll do it. Have you ever done an announcer jinx? I know you broadcast a lot of games. This one fouled off and out of play.
Well, I'd say the most recent one I did was back when the Prune Packers were facing Athletic Edge last Friday, and I expected them to close out a shutout. Came in, they were up 8-0 heading into the top of the ninth. They were looking to close out their first shutout of the year. Unfortunately, I said, hey, they're going to close out their first shutout. They didn't. But they did last night.
Well, Hugo, maybe you shouldn't jinx people as much. Have you thought of that?
Yeah. Last night, actually, I did say, I'm not going to say it until the game's over. They brought in Mason Lerma, so it was kind of a sure thing, but, still had to be superstitious, not say anything, and then we'll be...
But people are counting on you to say stuff, Hugo. You're the broadcaster. They want you to be talking. At least some people.
Yes. Anyways, full count now to Jonathan Kim.
The pitch behind Kim. So he's going to take his walk over to first. And now here comes Jake McCoy.
And Packers still, you can chalk this down as possibly an announcer jinx, still haven't allowed a hit defensively since the first inning. Now of 18 to 15. This has just been, or 18 to 1.
You wish it was 18 to 15.
Well, honestly, I don't, because it would probably be already 9 o'clock.
You might be right.
I just enjoy the Packers when I enjoy it when, you know, the Packers come through, they get the win. I was expecting this game to be a little closer than it has been, but we might see that tomorrow at 3 p.m. It'll be Ryan and I back on the call at 3 o'clock. Weird matinee start, but it is for the, I believe, the Little League District 35 Championship will be playing tomorrow night. So if you want to come watch some great Sonoma County Little Leaguers, it's at 6 p.m.
As this one popped up shallow left field, and right under it is the left fielder, and no attempt from Hideki Prather to try to come in and score.
A great throw in by Nugebauer. Fires out, or no, that is not. That's Wyatt Dent out there now in left field. So Wyatt Dent does a great job. Probably one of the cleaner outings for the Lone Wolves tonight. Loesch will come out and they will put a new pitcher in. I kind of like Chico's mentality with putting pitchers in. They only put them in when there's 2 outs. So all you got to do is get 1 out, and then you get into the next inning and you're confident.
Exactly. It's a confidence-boosting thing or strategy for the Lone Wolves, and you would like to say it probably works for them most of the time, but here today, I don't know how well it worked.
Well, I mean, not very much you can do against the Healdsburg Prune Packers.
And this call to the bullpen sponsored by Shots. Shots called to the bullpen. So the Chico Lone Wolves calling in a new arm thanks to Shots Bakery. They've got a couple locations, and you can go check them out in Ukiah. They've got some great baked goods. Hugo and I were talking about it earlier. I mean, the cookies. I would just go for the cookies, and I'm sure they've got a plethora of other options of baked goods and whatnot to grab at the store for a bite to eat.
Yeah, they've definitely got a lot. I've been to a few of their locations. I've been to both. I've been to the one in downtown Ukiah and to the one at Friedman's Home Improvement in Ukiah. So funny enough, 2 Newman families and 2 YSN sponsors partnering to put that location there, the Friedmans and Shots. Not both from Ukiah. Friedman's Home Improvement actually started in Santa Rosa, but you know they've got a location up north in the capital of Mendocino County. Are you a big Anderson Valley guy?
No.
You seem like a big...
I don't know if anyone's a big Anderson County guy.
Anderson Valley, I meant, not county. Anderson Valley.
I was gonna say, I don't even know where that is.
Boonville? Are you a big Boonville guy?
I respectfully hated going to Boonville as a child. We would have to play them in Little League, and it's just the windiest road out there, and I remember my brother would get car sick, so I was always fed up, and I was like, why do we have to go to this place to play children in baseball?
A hater. A Boonville hater.
One of the few.
You never had to play Anderson Valley in sports?
Anderson Valley basketball. They played in the McMillan tournament. Got to see some good performances from one of their stars, Travis Wedge. He had some great games for them in tournament play.
Nice. I know Jesse Myers, a Cardinal Newman football player, Ukiah guy. He's a big Anderson Valley guy, if he's watching. Max Martinez at the plate, the USC Trojan.
Miles Sinclair working overtime tonight. Good job, Miles.
now they're shouting out the ball boy. This shows you. And it's just a slow game. Hugo, were you ever a ball boy for the Prune Packers? You lived right down the street.
Nope, never was, because I was never really here the entire season. I was always here. This is the first full season I will be here at Recreation Park. I have always gone up to live with my family in Wyoming over the summers, and funny enough, this year, get to stay home, watch some great baseball.
That and you have Butterfingers. This one popped up over into right center, and it will be caught by Nick Anderson in the outfield. So finally, the third out there for the Chico Lone Wolves. Score stays right where it's at, 18-1. Packers on top. We'll be back here in just a few moments. Take a look at these highlights.
Music, Dave, music.
Oh, lordy, lordy, lord. This is the longest
Haddon back,
game ever.
Haddon back.
Hayden Hattenbach. Pause.
Scat pack. Hellcat.
Welcome back to Healdsburg. And it's a new pitcher on the mound for the Prune Packers, letting another guy sling it. Hayden Hattenbach. He's here to serve up some pitches for these Packers, and he's got quite the comfortable lead behind him. 18-1 over the Chico Lone Wolves. And he's warming up with some intent. You would think this is a close game. I mean, he is just pumping fastballs.
Yeah, Hattenbach has been very solid this year. 4 1/3 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts, only 4 hits given up. He's given up 2 earned runs. So, he's been solid as of recent. Had a bit of a tough start to the summer in his first game with the Packers out of San Rafael. He's going to the University of California, Santa Barbara. They are known for their very tall, strong, and lanky pitchers.
Is that so? Why aren't you pitching there? You go.
I don't fit that type of tall. I'm 6 foot. I'm not 6'5". To give you a comparison of the recruits they're looking for, Josh Janicelli, who is from Sonoma County, brother of our own Jacob Janicelli. He is 6'5", 190 pounds, and he is he's a very hard throwing righty headed to Santa Barbara next year.
You're so humble, Hugo, because I'm 6'2", and you're an inch taller than me. So you're a very humble guy. You don't like to boast your height.
Yes, Ryan. You are 6'2" and so much more. It's going to be a 3-0 count now.
And there's a hard-thrown strike from Hattenbach. Count goes to 3-1.
I mean, there's so much insurance runs, farmers insurance runs, that is, that I think some of these pitchers are just coming in and they don't know what to do. They're up 18-1. There's not much you can do.
Might as well just throw strikes. Here's the pitch. Oh, catches the outside part of the zone, and that's a strikeout for Hattenbach in his first inning of work.
Yeah, pretty good job there by Hattenbach to work all the way back from that 3-0 count. Who are you thinking right now, Ryan? It's been a pretty long game, 18-1. Packers, pretty much everyone has been balling out. Any particular standout players for you?
I was thinking about it, and I would have to go with Alex Leopard. He only had 3 plate appearances today, but homered in the first inning, and that really got the Avalanche kick-started, got that first rock to move, and it was just a snowball effect after that. And he also walked and had a single, so he got on base in all 3 at-bats, all 3 plate appearances. So that's why I was thinking Alex Lepper. Does your idea differ?
No, I really think this is somewhat of a team win. But Leopard is the right guy to go with because he kick-started that rally, and he has been someone who has been, I would say, probably will go down in history as one of the greatest Prune Packers just because of his longevity. He has been with the Prune Packers for 3 consecutive seasons. A lot of these guys, it's maybe 1 season to fix up their swing heading into their sophomore year, and then they jump to what they think has a bigger or, a better league. But right now, the Prune Packers have established with the PEL and their president, Natalie Norman, they've established one of the best up-and-coming leagues in not only Northern California, but on the West Coast. And I could see in a couple years this league challenging, they're already challenging the teams on the West Coast, but I could see this league challenging the Cape Cod League very soon.
High praise from the great Hugo Traverso.
I was looking at the Cape Cod rosters this year, and a lot of them are a mixture of great players from different schools and, different places. But honestly, the Packers and the Crabs, they may not have the big names, but they have a lot of star power in and of itself and a lot of up-and-coming stars.
As this chopped over to third, a good job by Martinez to get it on the hop. His throw beating out the runner for the out.
Great job there by Martinez. Takes it in stride. He struggled earlier this season with errors and rallies all the way back.
So now 2 down. Here's another look at the play at first. Good stretch right there. You see that from Cade lay it off. He's an athletic guy, Hugo.
Yeah, and Nuggebauer, he's a fast runner. Someone who he collected 5 stolen bases this year over at Chico, and he was someone that was pretty quick for them.
This hit right over in between all 3 of those Packers and dropping for a hit.
An unfortunate result there for the Packers, but the first hit given up by Healdsburg since the first inning. So got to be happy about that result.
Hey, you got to find the positives where you can if you're the Chico Lone Wolves, and any sort of achievement is good at this point.
18-1. What I really wanted to highlight is that the fact that Chico has more errors than they do have hits, which is a rough result for them. 4 hits, 5 errors. Trying to flip that on its head right now against Hattenbach.
Hattenbach's pitch right there, missing inside. So the 1-1. Checks on the runner, and here's the pitch. And a swing and a miss there. So 1-2 now. Hattenbach looking to put away the batter and get that third out. And he'll do it right there. Gets him looking. A good first inning of work from Hattenbach. 2 strikeouts. How about that? Helping the Packers maintain their 18-1 lead in such a I'm going to be like this.
If you want to go...
No. All right, welcome back to Healdsburg. 18-1's the score. And Hugo and I are dancing up here in the press box because we're just so happy to be here. Isn't that right, Hugo?
Yeah, and you got to look at those PEL standings. It looks great. Healdsburg up, and they haven't played as many games as their PL rivals Medford, Lincoln, and Humboldt, but they have been spectacular nevertheless in league play. 8-2, Medford 2 games behind them, 4-2. Lincoln and Humboldt sitting tied for third with both at 5-4. Humboldt should have the edge over Lincoln due to wins, but it's all going to come down to the Potters and the Potters and Crab series in Medford, and when they host the Rogues. That'll be the big series to watch. As Packers keep some winning, they'll make the championship game.
Yeah, and this broadcast today brought to you by Meade Clark Lumber Company. Largest redwood sale of the year. When is that? Right now, Hugo. So you got to go over there and get your lumber. I mean, I would get my lumber from Meade Clark, and all the contractors do too, Hugo. And look at that. Redwood, redwood, redwood. 3 times the charm, Hugo. And you need that redwood, and if you're going to get it, you got to go to Meade Clark Lumber Company. Lumber and building for contractors and do-it-yourselfers, just like me and you, Hugo.
Well, you were mentioning us boogieing, and it's time to boogie for bougie.
Oh, my goodness. It's a good day at the ballpark when you get to see Tucker Bougie at the plate. It's not too often. 3rd plate appearance of the season for Tucker Bougie. 500 on-base percentage.
Yeah, funny enough, we'll see if they let him play left field in the 9th.
And a big swing and a miss there. I mean, he almost swung out of his batting gloves.
He, like Tremaine, both guys from University of California, Berkeley, both two-way players. They pitch a little bit more than they hit, but we'll see.
Pitch to Bougie. He gets a hold of this out into left field. Bougie with the base knock, and his Packer teammates are loving it.
He's got to ride like the wind there. That was beautiful. Great opposite field contact, and he powers that ball out there. Look at this replay, looking spectacular. That was incredible to watch. Bougie gets his first hit of the summer, and now everyone who has come to the plate for the Packers has a hit.
Mr. Do-It-All, Tucker Bougie, and here's Antonelli Savatera. He pops this one up, and the catcher dancing for it, and it'll get out of the reach of Zane Denton. It's not every day you see a ginger mullet, but Zane Denton, the catcher for the Lone Wolves, can pull it off, Hugo.
Yeah, he does. He pulls it off quite well. I mean, you got to be ready to see some great baseball haircuts when you venture into Chico. He goes to Butte College. I mean, I remember when Chico used to...
Is smacked by Antonelli Savateri out into center field, and it's caught by Nick Anderson.
I remember when Chico played Newman, they came, and a lot of their guys had bleach blonde mullets. And
wow.
those were really cool. They played with the uniforms that they had were I don't know if you're aware of the Cincinnati Reds City Connect uniforms.
I am.
But it looked like Chico had basically, I don't want to say ripped off of them, but they had imitated them with their uniforms, and they were definitely very cool. The red and the black mixing was perfect.
It's good to know. So here's the pitch, and a ground ball there from Campbell. Maybe a broken bat, and the Lone Wolves going to turn 2. They get a double play out of it. So good work there in that inning. Just Tucker Bougie, the only man getting a hit. So now we are heading to the top of the 9th, where the Packers will look to close this game out.
Shots Bakery and Cafes. It's great to have them here tonight as our sponsors.
This is Zach from Shots Bakeries and Cafes of Ukiah. It has been 33 years since we started our downtown bakery. We wanted to take this opportunity to thank the community for all the support and friendship over 3 decades. The decision you make to support local business allows us to employ local team members and support the community in many ways. Here at Shots Bakery, we pride ourselves on providing fresh food, excellent customer service, and value. You can visit us at any of our 3 locations: downtown Ukiah, inside Friedman's, and also on the campus of Mendocino College. We look forward to seeing you at Shots Bakery.
Welcome back to Healdsburg, and it is the Shots call to the bullpen, and it's none other than Caleb Debin. out of George Fox University. Shots called to the bullpen, sponsored by Shots Bakery. Multiple locations and plenty of baked goods. Hugo, what's some of your favorite stuff from Shots Bakery? You say you go, let me know. Put me on.
Well, I've been once, but I mean,
Wow.
You were mentioning the cookies. They've got a large assortment of baked goods. Their cakes are amazing. They're presented very well when you go in there. But I would say I really like the chocolate chip cookies. The white chocolate chip cookies are very good. Snickerdoodles, those things are bigger than your head, Ryan, and they're
Not hard
fantastic. They're incredible. But Caleb Debin coming in, from George Fox University, the only non-Division I player on this roster, and that means the team has to have a lot of confidence in him. He's got great spin rate, up into the 3,000s, and just completed his senior year. We'll see where he goes in this year's draft. If he doesn't get drafted, I don't doubt some teams will look to sign him after a fantastic summer with the Prune Packers.
Yeah, and Hugo, I got a question. Did you ever consider going into cake designing, cake decorating?
I already kind of helped my mom out with that. She, I do a lot of social media for Healdsburg Table. Not all of it, obviously, but I do a little bit. Some video editing for my mom.
But do you design the cakes?
Not really. It's not really my my area of expertise. Some would say.
It's not your slice of pie.
Yeah, or cake.
Nope.
Are you a big cake guy?
It's funny you ask. I would prefer pies. Today I was eating a chocolate cream pie. Very good, Hugo. So I was eating a slice of that and made me happy.
Yeah, no. Have you ever had an oatmeal cream pie?
Actually, the Little Debbie cookies?
Yes, yeah, something like that.
Oh my gosh, Hugo. My first year at college, I think that's all I ate. That and one stick of celery. That was the only vegetable or fruit I ate my first year of college.
Hey, well, you know what? That is an interesting mix. But
just grounded to first, and Ladoff will take it himself.
But you want to support a local business, Quail and Condor in Healdsburg, California. You can sponsor us if you wanted to. But Quail and Condor, a little free promo. They make some incredible, some terrific oatmeal cream pies.
And this hit out into right field and dropping in front of Jake McCoy. So it'll be a base hit there for Joe Brown. And if we didn't tell you, out in left field is Tucker Bougie. So he got the at-bat, and now he's playing in the field. And here's a look at that hit right there, out into right field. A great swing from Joe Brown.
Yeah, Joe Brown, he is someone that, you think of you think of Joe Green when you think of guys named Joe. Joe Green, Mean Joe Green. Well, he didn't really show much mercy to a baseball there.
Yeah, Joe Green, Joe Brown. I mean, you can add any color at the end, I guess.
Yeah, well, Joe, he just told Devin, hey, kid, throw me the ball. Like,
Did he?
You're
talking about the Pepsi or the Coke commercial.
There you go. See, Ryan knows ball, ladies and gentlemen. He knows ball.
That pitch inside, and they're looking to see if he went around, and he did not.
It's got to be good, though, at least for me as a Sonoma County native, to see Joe Brown get a base hit here at Rec Park. He's a guy out of Petaluma, playing for Chico and getting a hit in his home county.
Definitely. As that pitch gets way away from Debin. Super high. Now 3-1 count.
Those balls just jump out of his hand, and the spin rate, they jump in the air. I would almost give it a comparison to if you watch a very, very good college golfer hit a ball, you kind of see the ball jump in the air with the spin rate and everything. And that ball had a lot of spin on it. It was a slider up in the zone, and it just sailed. Incredible. That might have been a cutter that rose.
You know more than me, Hugo. I'm no pitching analyst. As this one weakly hit up the middle. Packers going to look to turn two. Antonelli Savitere doing it himself. Packers get the huge win over the Chico Lone Wolves. 18-1 is the final score in a dominant Packers performance. We appreciate you tuning in. For me, I'm Ryan Moffett with my partner, Hugo Traverso. Thanks for joining in this Packers win.
Really appreciate it.
All right, I'm going to go do that interview.